Hi again, thanks for joining me. In this video, I thought we'd look at, I guess, my doll's house number 3. And so we started off with my childhood doll's house, which started the addiction to doing up doll's houses. And then last week we looked at my lilac doll's house, the small one that goes on the wall. Now this one I picked up for free. We've got a Facebook group in our village where people list things they no longer want. So I went to pick this up. I must admit I wasn't really intending to restore it when I first saw it. I just thought, oh, perhaps I could use some of the wood or the staircase or something from it from one of my other houses. However, when I got it home, I thought, oh, actually, it's quite nice. Now, it was quite badly painted, I have to be honest, but so it's like this very pale blue, but it's very bubbly, the paint. So I don't know if they tried to perhaps put some texture in the paint, but it had bubbles all over it. So for the last few weeks, I've been sanding and filling and sanding and filling. So this doll's house looks like it's actually been handmade by somebody. They've taken ply and then cut all the windows out and the doors and given it all the trims. And it was quite well worn. So obviously some children have been playing with it, which is wonderful. That's exactly what doll's house is all about, isn't it? So I got it home and I thought, oh, I might start painting that. So I've now painted the outside. We made it sort of like an off-white with this blue detail, and it's not quite finished on the outside yet, but it's getting there. It's now in an almost respectable position to show it off. So you've got this big wooden roof. I've done nothing to the roof, so it's still very bare. And I think what I'm going to do with the roof, because it's quite a lot of space that isn't actually really used for anything, I think what I'm going to do with the roof is actually hinge it so it can be pushed back on itself. And then I can have an upper floor to the house where I can put some more details in there. I'm also going to put lighting in this house, probably ceiling lighting this time. So I need to put the ceiling lighting in, obviously, before I do the floors and what have you. But I'll be able to put the circuit board for the lighting up in the attic here. Now, the way this doll's house is designed is that the roof just sort of pulls off. As I say, I'm probably going to hinge it. So at the moment, we just sort of pull the roof off, and you can see it's a big chunky piece of wood, isn't it? And then you've got these two side walls with supports on them, and then the front and back sort of slotted in on these slots that came with the doll's house. Now I've decided to remove the slots because I thought it'd be a bit of a pain when it comes to like displaying it, having to slot the front in and out and having to remove the roof every time I wanted to. So what I'm going to do is I shall hinge these. I'll probably have to cut the wall in half because it'd be too heavy to hinge just on one side. But I'll probably cut it in half and then hinge both sides. We can open it up, so the front will basically open up. Now what I've done as well today is I've put some of the furniture that I've been buying into the doll's house so we can have a look at it and see whether or not we think it will work quite well in the house. Now, anyone who's been watching my unboxing video will know that I've actually bought quite a lot of doll's house furniture already. And I've been quite enjoying doing like eBay job lot auctions and winning some bargains on there. So some of the furniture I've won on those auctions, I've popped inside the house just to see how we think it's going to work. So I'm just going to remove the front for now. With the front as well, there is a door lintel that I'll put on there, and I'll probably actually put a proper door in there. I've got some in my stash that I can cut down to size, and then I'll put curtains in the windows and maybe even sort of acetate so it gives the appearance of a glass in the windows too. I mean, it's quite a sunny house, as you can see. It's got windows all the way around, so you've got windows, all around the front, and hopefully you can see the sides as well there, all around the sides. So it's got loads of windows. Now, obviously, that does impact where I can put the furniture somewhat. So when I was sort of playing with it before I put the sides on, there was much more spaces to put the furniture. But obviously, with this many windows in a house, you're sort of looked in from all angles, aren't you? So anyway, we'll move the front for now, and we'll have a look inside the house. Now, this one's just fallen over when I just did that, so I'll just pop that back up. Now here, I thought this room here would work quite well as a bedroom stroke nursery. So I've popped the wardrobe in, the dressing table, the bed, the bedside table, and obviously all the things for the baby too. And the train seems to have fallen upside down as well. So I thought that looked quite nice in the bedroom. So we got the baby. I don't know if you remember the baby, but he's a bit of a boxer baby, so he's in his cot there. We've got a nice rocking chair, a little train set, a little baby dolly in a pram. Oh, Dolly decides to go for a run. Changing table. Little soldier's falling over on the floor. It's quite cute, isn't he? And then we've got beautiful bed, beautifully decorated. So anyone who's watched my unboxing video will have seen all this before, but I thought that worked rather nicely as bedroom furniture for there, didn't it? And then we've got a matching dressing table, wardrobe, and a little chest of drawers hidden around there. Sort of bedside table, chest of drawers. So I thought the bedroom actually worked quite nice there. Let me move. Oops, can't see the baby. Let's just push the cover down so we can see the baby again. Moving across to here, I thought this might work quite nicely as the bathroom. Now, obviously, you've got the stairs coming up here from downstairs. Now, it is going to be a bit weird having a bathroom open to the stairs. It's not really how our house would go. But I don't want to put too many walls in it because otherwise you won't be able to see around the house very well. So I think it's okay for Doll's House to use artistic license, don't you? So I thought maybe we could use something like a screen to sort of divide the bathroom from the stairs. And I might put like a half wall in here or a doorway in here. Again, it's tricky because you don't have a wall here. I'd have to put a wall in here. But I thought this might look quite nice for the bathroom. So we've got a shower cubicle unit here, toilet, little sink, towel rail, bath, and some lovely, well, it's like a baby's, like a little hamper, isn't it? And the linen basket. So I thought that looked quite cute there as a bathroom. I will put some flooring on the bathroom rather than just the wood. Now, I've been to Hobbycraft recently. I live in the UK and Hobbycraft is a large craft store, and I bought some foam to be used as carpet. It's sort of like, it's got like a fluff on it. It's probably difficult to see on the camera, but it's got like a fluff on it, so it looks a bit like a carpet for a doll's house. And also some sort of jazzy patterns that I thought I could use one of the jazzy patterns in the bathroom. So we've got, say, the foamy carpet that might work quite well in the bedroom. I'm not sure yellow's quite the right colour, so we might be better off with white for the bedroom. But then white can look a little bit stark, can't it? So maybe, depends what colour I decide to do the walls, because these are just sort of painted white for now, but they will be coloured once I decide what I'm going to do with the walls. I'll probably use some of this carpet down in the lounge as well. And then we've also got these jazzy colours that might work quite well in the bathroom. So we could have like a jazzy bathroom floor. That looks quite sort of sci-fi, doesn't it? The sort of silver floor. I'm a bit of a magpie, so I like silver things. And we've got blue floor, which always works quite nice as a bathroom, doesn't it? Blue is always a nice colour for the bathroom. So blue probably would work quite nicely in there. And because we've got such a wide area here for the roof that's not being used, what I thought I might do is I might put another floor in here, and then we can perhaps have maybe children's bedrooms up in the attic, like a playroom, something like that. And at the back here, I'll move this so hopefully we can see a little bit better. At the back of the stairs here, I thought I might put another flight of stairs up into the attic. Now, I'm quite lucky. My husband has a 3D printer, so if I wanted him to print me some stairs, he could do that for me. So we could even go for like a spiral staircase, perhaps to use up less space, or just a staircase going upstairs. I haven't yet decided, still being planned at the moment. But here I thought perhaps we could have like a little sewing room. So we've got another rocking chair and the sewing machine. So I thought that would look quite cute next to wherever we put the staircase, whether it goes here or the spiral staircase here. So I thought now we'd look at the floor underneath. So I'm just going to have to tidy away all the furniture that's on the first floor so we can have a look at the ground floor. So I'll be back in a minute. So because it wasn't very easy to see from the position where the camera was, I thought I'd do a close-up of these rooms so you can have a better look at what I've been talking about. So this is a bedroom where you've got the rocking chair, the little baby's pram, the toys, the changing table, the baby in his cot, and the beautiful bedroom furniture. As you can see, we've got a doorway here through to the landing and the bathroom. So this is where I was thinking of the rocking chair, the sewing machine, and the bundle of ironing to be done. And then going through to the bathroom. So we've got the screen up there to give a bit of privacy, with the bath, the linen basket, sink, the scales, towel rail, the shower unit, and obviously the toilet as well. So that's now everything removed from the first floor. Now what I'm discovering whilst I'm sort of organising this doll's house is it's very much like a real house. You've just never got enough space for all your furniture. This first floor comes out quite easily like this. There's ledges put into the side walls and the middle wall here to put the floors on. So it's quite nicely designed, especially as someone's obviously made it themselves. Now I thought I'd put the dining room here. It's already got this sort of half dividing wall, so it leads to having a dining room and a kitchen together. So we've got this lovely mahogany coloured dining room table with these lovely chairs, which if you've watched my unboxing video, a lot of this will look quite familiar. And then you've got a little sort of a end table, a very large grandfather clock. I must admit, I still think it looks rather large, this grandfather clock. I don't know if I've only ever had grandmother clocks in my family, perhaps, but it seems incredibly tall. And this lovely sort of glass display cabinet, which I need to put a few bits and pieces in, obviously, when we're done. So I thought that looked quite nice for the dining room. And then one thing I hadn't quite anticipated when I was designing this house is the back wall has a door here from the lounge and also another door here from the kitchen. So you've got two doors to contend with. So that's obviously quite tricky to put furniture in these rooms because you've got to leave space for the door. So in the kitchen, I haven't got that much usable space. So I've got the sink here on this far wall, the cooker, a little corner cupboard, and a fridge freezer. So in a minute, I'll get the camera and we'll have a closer look. And then we move on to this side where we've got the staircase. Now obviously the staircase uses up quite a bit of space in a room. So I thought we might have this little suite of furniture, which I purchased. It's rather nice, isn't it? I did actually purchase this one new. It was lovely. Here, so this could be like the lounge. We could have a TV here and perhaps even a fireplace. Now I know ordinarily you wouldn't have a fireplace against a staircase because that would be weird. You'd need a chimney, wouldn't you? But it could be like an electric fire or something, you know. As I say, it's just representation really, isn't it, rather than accuracy. But yes, they would need a TV, I think, to look at, and maybe even a little fireplace somewhere in the room. And then behind the staircase, we've got a little doorway here that leads to the kitchen. You might be able to see my fingers poking through from the other side. Now they've also got this little desk, this sort of bureau office desk, which I've lost the drawers out of. Oh dear. That wouldn't happen with my drawers, always too full of stuff they are. And I thought that might look quite nice as part of the lounge, like a little office area in the lounge. Now, obviously it's quite tricky to see where you are with the camera. So I think what I'll do is I'll just grab the camera in a minute and I'll just come a little bit closer so you can see what I'm planning. And I'd love your suggestions and I'd love your input. And people have had some wonderful ideas from some of my other videos, and I really appreciate everyone who's commented and everyone who's given me their input. It's wonderful and so much knowledge. People are just so knowledgeable and so lovely and friendly. So as I say, I'm going to grab the camera and we'll come and have a closer look. Now here we are having a closer look. Now ignore the green that's all over the floor. It's not going to be green ultimately. Basically I was painting the outside bits here, which I thought looks a little bit like the outside, sort of like a bit of a garden. And then my pot paint decided to go splat all over the floor of the house. So I just decided to paint it all green and be done with it. Otherwise we'd have a massive great big green splodge on the floor. But this will probably be, or the lounge will be carpeted, I think. And this will probably be made to look like wood, something like that. So it looks like it's a wooden floor, and perhaps even into the kitchen as well. So this is the dining room. So I think it looks quite nice with the hover clock. Then we've got this half dividing sort of wall here. And then we've got the kitchen at the back. So the kitchen's tricky because of that doorway. So the other thing I do is try and block up the doorway, which would help. But I will have to have a think about that. So we've got, this is the fridge freezer here. And we've got a little side unit here, corner unit, a cooker and a sink. But I think that probably works for a kitchen. You don't really need too much else, do you? Perhaps some, I might be able to get some wall cupboards on, perhaps to need a little bit more sort of storage space. And then we'll move into the lounge. So there's not much to show in the lounge at the moment. So we've just got the suite of furniture and then the little bureau, office desk and chair at the back. And then the doorway to the kitchen goes through to there. And obviously we've got a doorway to the back garden here as well, which I will put doors in the doorways. I've been given some wooden doors. They're a bit big. They're obviously a larger scale than this is, but I will cut them down to size and use them in the doorways. Not sure what I'm going to do with the obvious patio doors yet. I'll have to have a think about that because that's not something I had planned. But I hope that's been interesting. I've certainly enjoyed it. Although I've got a long way to go with this house, at least it's given me an idea as to what it might potentially look like when it's finished. I've still got lots to do though. I've got to put flooring in, decorate the walls, whether painting or wallpaper, haven't decided yet. Put the internal lighting in, put an upstairs floor in, so we make an attic room with a staircase up into the attic. And then I also want to change the roof so it opens back on itself so we can see the attic room at all times, and then change the front so it opens like this so it's more easily accessible. So as I say, I've got a lot to do, but at least I've made a start, and I'll do some more videos with my progress along the way. So thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.